And hello, Devil Wears Prada fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and my review for the brand new 20 years in the making, The Devil Wears Prada 2, starring Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci. Everybody's back in this movie. We got some surprises as well in here as well, and now we get to talk about it because I finally got to see the movie, and wow, what a journey this was. So, let's talk about it. So, if you have not seen The Devil Wears Prada 1, go watch that movie because it's awesome. It's a great movie. And 2, just as great as the first one. So, this story literally picks up 20 years. They say it's 20 years since the last one. And, you have Andy, played by Anne Hathaway. She's, a journalist. She's doing her thing. So one day she gets a shocking news of her life. She kind of loses her job, where she is kind of like have no choice but to go back to the job that she kind of started her life around and kind of disdained it. But the fashion came with it, and she wanted to be all glamorous, and she had to go work for Miranda, aka Meryl Streep, who is the editor-in-chief of a fashion magazine. And you know what? Seeing those two come together again was gold. But I'll get back to that. Then, you see them work together because apparently Miranda, in her time now, she's got her own issues to deal with. But with the return of Andy coming back into her life, maybe they can kind of help each other out in both their situations. So it was really cool to see that. So that's basically the gist of the plot without actually giving away what the real movie's about. Because you in the plot of the movie is basically Andy loses her job. She has to go back to Miranda. Miranda's kind of struggling herself. Journalism and the fashion world, they have to evolve. They have to change. Obviously, journalism today is not the same what it used to be. And, fashion, magazines back in the day were great. They were the windows to fashion, But nowadays, everything's all digital. So, you have to see Miranda kind of go do that and have that transition and try to find new ways to get people to come in to see the newest fashion from Gucci, Miss Dior, all those great companies, Gucci, Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. So, you get to see that. And it kind of heckles back to real life as well, because it's like, yeah, you see all the fashion. I mean, we got the Met Gala coming up this weekend, or I think it's Monday, I think it is. But anyway, you got the greatest fashion show of all time, which is the Met Gala, in my opinion. And, a lot of people are not going to be waiting for the magazines to come out. They see it on digital. They go to YouTube. They go to any streaming thing that's going to stream the Met Gala's red carpet premiere of like who's going to be dressed in what, who's going to be wearing what, who's going to be wearing what, Chanel, Gucci, whatever it is, and that's what they had to do. You also have Emily Blunt in here. She has her own company now. She's kind of working for Chanel, so that's cool. And, the three of them kind of get back together, or technically the four of them with Stanley Tucci. They all get back together and trying to, reconcile their differences with each other. So, yeah, that's basically the little gist of the plot. So, how is this movie, overall? This movie's great. I really did enjoy this. First of all, the one thing I really loved about this movie was the fact that it picks up right where the last one left off, but you really don't notice the big time gap, and it feels like it feels like yesterday that the first one came out. It felt like last year the first one came out, and we all loved those characters. And each of the characters, Miranda, Nigel, Andy, sorry, and of course Emily, played by Emily Blunt. They become more mature in their characters. Normally when you watch a movie where it's like, okay, 20 years ago, this movie, like, let's look at, hypothetically, like, say, what's a good example? Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters came out, like, what, 30 years ago? And then they made a new one. They tried to bring back the old characters, but it kind of felt, like, forced and all that stuff. But here, with the new Devil Wears Prada, you see these characters who we love in the first one come back, and they don't feel old, they don't feel tired, they don't feel washed down, they don't feel like they should be passing the torch to the younger generation. No, they're here, they're still hip, they're still cool, they're just trying to get with the program of today's modern technology and all that stuff, And they blend in so well, and they're more mature who they were as characters from the first one into this new one, and it just works. Like, let me start with Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt, I've always liked her. She's fantastic. She's great in here. You know, she acts like she's supposedly she was supposed to be the best thing since sliced cheese. But you know what? She comes in, she's fantastic. Andy playing Meryl Streep. I'm gonna go with Meryl Streep first because Meryl Streep is the goat of everything. So first of all the actors here look like they haven't aged since the last movie. It looked like they took them out of the movie, the first one, put them in a freezer, kept them fresh and preserved for decades, and they all came back looking like they only did the last one last year. So they all look fantastic. Miranda, she went from that cold-hearted boss, kind of bullying everybody in the first one, and now she's kind of warmed up, but still kept that badass, personality of herself, and it totally works. And Meryl Streep, what can I say about Meryl Streep? Meryl Streep just walks at a sidewalk, and she will win an Oscar. That's how good Meryl Streep is. She just carries this character so well, and it was great to see her get back into this character again because she just crushes it. She crushes it. Again, with Emily Blunt, the same thing. Emily Blunt plays that she was the secretary for Miranda in the first one, and then she had to be more the proper one. She had to be the one who makes sure all the Emilys that was the projects who were in the last one. Make sure they were on tip top shape and ready to go, know their place, and and she still carries that with her. But she also has kind of baggage with Miranda in this movie, and you'll see it when you watch it. And it comes out really beautifully, and I really loved it. So, and it was even a moment I'm kind of shocked that she would actually do that. I was like, wow, I didn't think Emily would do that, but yeah, Emily did that. Cool. And then there's Stanley Tucci. I mean, come on, the guy is like the most loyal employee you ever want to have work for you, and he was just gold. I mean, come on. First of all, Stanley Tucci is a great actor. He's fantastic, and every time I saw him on screen, I was like, yes. Because his chemistry with Anne Hathaway was just great, and the same thing with him and Meryl Streep. Their chemistry just continues to be perfection. I'm telling you, it felt like these guys only filmed the last one last year. It felt like it was 20 years ago. It was crazy how they did this movie. It was really, really great. So I enjoyed it. And then that leads me to the grand one herself, the one and the only, our Princess Diary queen herself, Anne Hathaway. Now, look, I know a lot of people out there probably give her Anne Hathaway a lot of, bad credit, for whatever weird reason. This woman's an Academy Award winning actress, okay? She's a golden gem, okay? She's fantastic in this. First of all, her Andy character from the first one completely evolutionized herself in this one, and it was just fantastic. She was like the caterpillar in the first one, and now she's like this beautiful butterfly in this one. It's just, and she's more confident. She's more, presented of herself. Yeah, a little bit, everywhere because all the places she got to do for her job, but still, she crushed it. I mean, Anne Hathaway's Anne Hathaway. I mean, well, I can't really say any negative about Anne Hathaway being in a movie. Even if she's in a bad movie, she will always give 100% effort on her performances, and it works. So what can I say? I feel like everybody did a great job in this movie. There's even cameos in here. I'm like, yeah. All right, let me get rid of one cameo because I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. Even if you're not planning on watching this, you probably heard the song already online because it's already online. And if you don't want to know, I'm going to keep my hand up if you don't want to know. So keep my hand up for the spoiler. But once it goes down, it's back to normal. So big spoiler. It's not really a big spoiler. It's a celebrity that shows up in this movie to do a song. Yeah, you can all guess. Fashion and a pop artist. You do the math, and who could that be? Yeah, it's Lady Gaga. I mean, come on. Lady Gaga shows up in this movie for like a couple minutes. Apparently, her and Miranda have beef, so I thought that was funny. And then, she does her thing. She does the new song, and it's a good song. So, yeah. What else? So, that was cool. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Her role is small in here, but still. Power. I mean, first of all, I haven't seen this actress in a while in movies, so it's cool to see her come back. The great Lucy Liu was in this movie too, people. And it's like, oh, Lucy Liu. She plays this famous artist out, the people, kind of remember back in the day, and then they kind of forgot about her, but she comes back to the public eye in a kind of fun way. So I thought that was cool. Lucy Lou. So it's like, that was great to see her there. So yeah, but again, this movie was a lot of fun. It had a lot of heart. Everybody was so mature in this movie than it was in for them in the first one. Again, this movie felt like the first one just came out last year, and the way they was able to pick up these characters and make us fall in love with them all over again, it just completely works, and I really enjoyed it. And if you love the first one, you're gonna like the second one. Trust me. I mean, if I had a negative about this movie, I think it would be this is like a side romance for Andy in here, which is cute, but it's like, did we really need it? Did we not learn our lesson from the last time? You know, she doesn't need it. She's Anne freaking Hathaway. She doesn't need it. You know, it's like seriously, she doesn't need it. Although it was, you know, the scenes that she was with this guy, it was cute, sure, but it was like, you could have cut it out and the movie would have been still fine. Other than that, this movie was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I'm glad they actually made another one, because I was kind of nervous about them making a sequel with them being kind of 20 years older, which they still look like they haven't really aged, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'm excited to see if maybe they make another one. I mean, if they can make another one and make it as good as the second one, great trilogy. Not perfect, but still a great trilogy if they decide to do it. But we should see how the box office turns out. But either way, I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I love the first one. I like the second one a lot. I mean, is it memorable as more of the first one than the first one is? Yes and no. There are things in here that I feel like that could be memorable in the future, but I feel like the first one will still overshadow it, because the first one was so like peak at the time, so for what it was. So who knows? We'll see how this turns out in a couple of years. We'll come back and visit in like maybe another 10 years, but we shall see. But yeah, again, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. If you saw the first one and you liked the first one, you're gonna enjoy this one a lot. If you love spending time with these characters, they're just as great as they were in the first one, but a little bit more mature, and I loved it. And it worked in all cylinders. So congratulations to everybody involved in this film. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I'm definitely going to go see it again. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about The Devil Wears Prada 2. You guys are looking forward to seeing it, not looking forward to seeing it, never saw the first one, whatever it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.